I was scrolling through the MySpace book, Twitteragram yesterday, and a friend. I'm going to put air quotes up. You can't see me, but air quotes. A friend, excuse me, posted. Now this friend, I mean, it's the wife of somebody that I'm, let's say, closer to, and it's somebody who I knew a little better back in the day, but nonetheless, she says, whoever watched this inspirational inauguration and still supports Trump and the last 4 years of his presidency and still exclaiming that Biden Harris is not your president or VP, I am saddened. I may be cordial to you, but know deep down inside we cannot be friends. There is no middle ground to insurrection and racism. I cannot and will not overlook complacency. I've seen so many posts from so many so-called friends that are truly disappointing. Facts do not lie. History was made today. With Biden and Harris, there is hope for our future after all. P.S. I am not ready to make nice. Now, this sentiment is growing and growing. I mentioned in a previous video, I think I've mentioned this more than once, the othering of one group over another. It's racism, it's classism, sexism, it's any of those isms you want to put it. I call it othering because it's basically raising one group and their crap. Let me get out on the road here before I get run over. Elevating one group over another for whatever reason. Pick a reason, doesn't matter. There's your othering. You're othering the lesser group. There is a lesser group. This comes directly out of the communist playbook. And if you don't think so, if you don't understand that, then go look at what I'm talking about. Go look at the Naked Communist book written in the 50s. Go look at what Karl Marx wrote or said. You've got to understand that the plans have been in place for a long time in this country to fundamentally change us. You heard Barack Obama say it. Fundamentally change this country. Change. What was his slogan? I don't know. I don't fault anybody for not remembering it, but it was, I know change was a big word on the podium in front of him. Change we can believe in or something like that. At any rate, they're doing it. They're pulling it off. They have pulled it off. The greatest heist ever. This that was conceptualized, well, gosh, millennia ago. But really, the idea for this nation, this country, the United States, to be taken down was I believe conceptualized roughly a century ago, and plans really began being implemented and put in place about 70 years ago, and they continue to this day. And many of their stated goals, have been reached. Now, going forward, I'm going to do some videos. We're going to do a little expose on this stuff. We're going to talk a little more in depth about what I'm mentioning here. The long and short of it is, by design, we have been othered. We as a country have been othered. I can't tell you which side you're on, although I would assume that if you're watching this channel and listening to me, that you're on the side of the lesser thans. Okay, because if you believe the way that most of us here on this channel, and certainly myself, do, and if you supported a Republican, specifically Donald Trump in this case, and Christian, conservative, white, cisgender, and when did that word come out? I never even heard that word before a couple of years ago. One of those other made up terms for social justice. But anyway, if you're any of those things, you know that you're othered. You know that you're lesser than. You know that you're a plague on society and thus must be purged and removed. Another thing, I mentioned equality in I'm blanking out here. Cisgender and gender equality and all that. Maybe I didn't mention it. Maybe I was trying to segue into it. All right, equality and equity are not the same thing. And notice the wording with President Bidet's. I'm going to start swapping the N at the end of his name for a T. I'm going President Bidet. Maybe. Anyway, President Bidet, a lot of his exec orders that he's been signing like crazy the last day or two, this first day or two in office, I'm hearing the media mention things, making things equitable, and this equity and that equity. Equity is not equality. Don't be confused by that word. Don't be confused by their meaning. They mean to make everybody the same, to make everything the same for everybody. That is, if you pass the muster and you can shake all this racist, domestic terrorist, white supremacist ideology that's obviously built into you, stacked 10 feet tall. Even for you people that are out there listening or watching, who are black or who are Hispanic, or who are Jewish or who are whatever, insert whatever race or creed here, even you people, yeah, that's right. Even you people, if you think like I do, and I know many of you do, you are a pariah too. Did you know you're a racist? Did you? Hello, racist. Did you know that you're all of these evil things? Well, you're learning. You're learning. So, like my friend on the social media post that I read at the top of this video, she encapsulates, and mildly so, in my opinion, she encapsulates what most everybody on the left are thinking. Most everybody who are almost communist indoctrinated completely believe. But she said it in a much nicer way than many of them are saying. And that is, we don't want you. We can't be friends. You are a racist. And I'm not ready to play nice. Simple as that. And you could probably add and I will never be ready to play nice. They're going to continue to push these people's buttons. Those in Washington, those that lobby those in Washington, those that turn their heads up and down at the hinge, at the back of their jaw on TV every night. They will continue to push these people's buttons and get them all sorts of riled up. It's just going to be tough for the rest of us. And again, that's an understatement as well. Hey, a little bit of change coming up soon on the channel. A little bit of formatting differences, nothing too major. However, there will be a little bit of shift in what we talk about and how we talk about it going forward. This is not a running scared thing. This is just something I've been thinking about that I want to do. I want to get more into some specific things, and we'll touch on it as we go. But the homepage of the channel may look a little different coming forward next week or so. Anyway, listen, I'm the Real World Prepper. I appreciate you guys being here. Come join me on Patreon if you hadn't. Hit the like and subscribe button and all that good stuff here. Talk to you soon, you racist.